Pakistan has positioned itself, remember, as a mediator of peace in the US-Iran war. But behind the curtain of global diplomacy, Islamabad is facing accusations of human rights violations, lack of representation, and a long-drawn economic crisis. Chaos is unfolding closer home, and it has spread across different regions in and around the country. Pakistan's biggest province, Balochistan, along with the occupied part of Jammu and Kashmir, both are witnessing fierce rise of anti-establishment movements. Pakistan-occupied Kashmir is on the boil for over 40 days now. The Joint Awami Action Committee, or the JAAC, is leading the protests across the occupied territory. The movement has refused to die down despite multiple crackdowns by the Pakistani security forces. The group is demanding the end of Pakistan's occupation and the creation of an independent homeland. Apart from accusations of choking the supply of food, fuel and medicines to Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, Pakistani forces have opened fire on the protesters on multiple occasions. However, the movement has only intensified now. Thousands of people have joined a march to Muzaffarabad today, which is, remember, the capital of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Addressing protesters ahead of the march, one of the prominent leaders of JAAC, Sardar Aman Khan, rejected Pakistan's official description of the region. He said that POK is neither independent nor a disputed territory. It is an occupied territory. Now, the statement was met with loud applause from thousands of people as they voiced their support.
ये इस पर क़यादतें मौजूद हैं और उन क़यादतों की मौजूदगी में ये एक डिस्प्यूटेड टेरिटरी है, ये एक मुतनाज़ा इलाका है, लेकिन ये मुतनाज़ा नहीं है, ये मकबूजा इलाका है, ये मकबूजा इलाका है, इस पर कब्जा है, इस पर जबरी कब्जा है, ये एक मुतनाज़ा इलाका है।
On the southwestern flank, human rights groups are raising concerns about Pakistan's atrocities in Balochistan. Amnesty International has accused Pakistan of using administrative detention to silence activists, journalists. The organization has urged Pakistani authorities to release the leaders of Pashtun Tahaffuz movement who were arrested at a conference against sentencing of the Baloch leader, Mehrang Baloch. Discontent against Islamabad has been mounting despite massive deployment of the Pakistani forces. The anger against Pakistan's administration clearly shows no signs of dying down anytime soon. All right, let me welcome my guests on the show, Major Adil Farooq Raja. He's a journalist and a former Pakistani military officer. He's joining us from London at the moment. Let me quickly go across to him and understand what he makes of the situation. Major Raja, welcome to WION. What are you hearing? First things first, what are you hearing in terms of the ground situation? There was a massive march that took place today. Food and fuel supplies are cut by the Pakistani establishment and roads have been blocked. Media has been blacked out. What is your assessment of today's situation?
Well, my sources tell me that, you see, this protest, the mobilization was already going on for quite some time, and it is going on for 37 days to be exact. And today is the D-Day, and all the road blockages and the heavy-handed response by the Pakistani state was expected. So people had mobilized way before all this, and there are ways to go around. And the kind of terrain in which this protest is going on in Pakistan-administered Kashmir, well, it definitely does favor the local population who are protesting for their rights. And more importantly, this protest has evolved beyond the conventional protest movement. What began around local governance and economic grievances has, according to the protest organizers, and since I've been covering it continuously for 37 days, now it has broadened into a larger political challenge to the Pakistan's administration in the so-called Azad Jammu and Kashmir region. Now, the authorities, meantime, maintain that their actions are necessary to preserve law and order, but this movement is definitely beyond the control of the Pakistani state at this point in time. Yes.
Let me also understand from you then, Major Raja, what is the kind of situation that prevails? Because right now Pakistan is, of course, portraying itself as the peacemaker, but, Asim Munir and Shehbaz Sharif have been using violence. There's been bloodshed in the region as well. Several protesters have lost their lives. Why is it so hard for both of them to fulfill the demands of the protesters in POK?
Sure. So it's a part of a wider problem in Pakistan. It is not only a problem of Pakistan-administered Jammu and Kashmir, but the issue is a national issue for Pakistan. You see, the contract between a state and its people, or the contact between the governance and the governed, is a social contract, and the social contract is based on just distribution of resources. Now, firstly, there is a resource shortage. Pakistani government has taken loans in the last 3 years equivalent to the loans of the last 7 decades, as per the former Prime Minister, Mr. Khaqan Abbasi, and as per the financial experts as well. And all those loans are actually running the Pakistani heavy state machinery, and well, the resources are being allocated primarily to the Pakistani military, which is actually ruling the country from behind the shadows, and to central Punjab, somewhere between Lahore and Rawalpindi. Now, because of this, there is the social contract between the people of Pakistan, or between the state of Pakistan and the people it is governing. It is no more valid. We are seeing the symptoms of this breakage of this social contract in Balochistan, in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and now in Azad Jammu and Kashmir. Now, so-called Azad Jammu and Kashmir is witnessing an unprecedented protest for last 37 days because of the resource allocation, definitely. And it started as an economic protest, but it is not an economic protest anymore. The initial demand did focus on governance and public grievances. Protest leaders are now framing the movement into broader political terms, because the social contract is not working for not only the people of Jammu and Kashmir in the Pakistan-administered region, but also for the people of Pakistan.
All right, we'll leave it there, Major Raja. Thanks very much for joining us and helping us understand this situation better.